Imagine this. You're driving out of Naran, the road is climbing gently, everyone in the car is half talking, half silent, and then, suddenly, the valley just opens. On your right, there's this sheet of still, dark blue water, like someone dropped a mirror in the middle of the mountains. And without anyone planning it, the whole car goes quiet for a second.
Yeah, that exact hush. Even the kids stop arguing about snacks. Someone just whispers, "Is this Lulusar?" And the driver does that classic move, slows down, leans a bit toward the window, but doesn't quite decide whether to stop.
You see 2-3 cars already parked on that bend, people hanging out of doors, taking quick photos, and in your head you're thinking, we have to reach Babusar top, we don't have time, we'll just click from the car. But your heart is quietly saying, yeah, this looks special, just a small pause.
Exactly. And today we're talking about that small pause, not a full picnic, not an adventure trek. Just a gentle 30 to 45-minute stop at Lulusar Lake that actually feels calm, safe, and memorable instead of chaotic and rushed.
Welcome back to Travel Dairy, my traveling stories from the northern areas of Pakistan. I'm Sharjeel, and today with me, as always on the passenger seat, is Abdullah.
Salam, everyone. If you're planning that Naran to Babusar top drive, or even going further toward Chalas or Gilgit, keep us in your ears. By the end of this episode, you'll know exactly how to turn Lulusar from, "Oh, nice, take a picture," into, "I'm really glad we stopped here."
So let's go back to that moment. You've just caught your first proper glimpse of Lulusar. Clouds are sliding over the surface, shadows moving like slow waves on the water. Someone in the back says, bus roko zara. And now you have a decision to make.
You have 2 choices. 1, roll down the window, stretch your arm out with your phone, take 3 shaky photos, some blurry video, and then brag later, yeah, we saw Lulusar. Or 2, actually pull over, stretch, drink a few sips of chai, breathe in that cold air, and give this place a real 30-minute chance.
When we went, we did a quick gut check. First, traffic. I checked the mirror. Is there a line of cars behind us, or do we have space to slow down gently? This is still a mountain road. You don't want to slam brakes suddenly just because the lake looked pretty.
Then we scanned ahead for an obvious parking bay, not some hero move stopping half on the road, half off on loose gravel. We picked a wide, already used spot where other cars were clearly parked completely off the road, with enough room for everyone to open doors without stepping into traffic.
While we were still rolling in slowly, we also asked, is this worth 30 to 45 minutes? So we looked at a few things. 1, time. What's on the clock? How much daylight left? 2, weather. Are clouds building? Any signs of rain? And 3, people in the car. Anyone already tired, dizzy, or feeling the altitude?
If any of those answers felt off, too late, too cold, someone not feeling well, we agreed we'd just slow down, enjoy the view from the car, and save the real pause for another lake or a lower, warmer spot.
But that day, everything lined up. Time was fine, weather looked settled, everybody was fresh. So we said, okay, this is our soft pause, and we committed. Which means, by the way, committing to park properly.
We pulled fully into the bay, nose in, handbrake up, hazards off once we were settled. Then, before everyone jumped out, we did a tiny car routine. Lock valuables away, wallets, spare phones, bags you don't need for the stop, either in the trunk or hidden. Mountain stops are usually fine, but it takes 10 seconds to be smart.
Then came my favorite part, the mini lake kit. This is so small, but it changes everything. We grabbed 1 warm layer each, a light jacket or shawl, because wind off the water can feel way colder than inside the car. Then 1 small thermos of chai, a simple snack like biscuits or nuts, and 1 trash bag. That's it.
That trash bag, by the way, is like your ticket to feel good about yourself. Every time we carry one, we end up bringing back our own wrappers and usually 1 or 2 stray bits we find near where we sat. Not a big cleanup mission, just leave your little corner better than you found it.
We locked the car, did a quick, everyone has their jacket, check, and then stepped out. And the first thing that hits you is the sound change. Engine goes off, doors close, and suddenly you hear wind, maybe distant water, and this long, stretched silence across the lake.
Then you feel the ground. I always look down first. What are we walking on? At Lulusar, right near the parking bay, it's usually packed gravel, fairly flat. That's our signal. Okay, this is where we walk. No need to go play mountain goat on some steep, loose slope just to get 10 steps closer to the water.
So we followed the obvious, wide, trampled path where everyone else was walking. It led to a clear, open viewpoint with a direct look at the lake and the mountains behind it. Before we spread out for photos, we quietly set some boundaries.
Yeah, we literally pointed and said, okay, kids and elders, stay between this rock and that parked car. No going down toward those loose stones, no climbing up to that edge. For the Instagram photographers in the group, we said, you can roam, but stay on the flat area and always watch your feet before your shot.
It sounds formal, but it takes maybe 20 seconds, and then everyone relaxes because expectations are clear. And honestly, the view from that safe public vantage point is already incredible. You don't need to be right on the water's edge to feel Lulusar.
Once we were in that spot, we just stopped. I remember noticing the wind first. It wasn't harsh, but it had that clear bite that reminds you you're higher than Naran. Jackets sipped a little, shawls came out, and everyone's voice automatically went softer.
And the lake itself, it almost looked like it was holding its breath. The surface was so still that the clouds above were printed on the water. But every now and then, a tiny ripple would blur the reflection, like someone had gently touched the glass.
We made a simple choice there. No one needed to stand right at the edge. The slope down from the viewpoint looked a bit loose, a few unstable rocks. So we said, you know what? This view from back here, with steady ground under our feet, is more than enough.
Some of us stood, some of us sat on a big flat rock a safe distance from the drop. If you're traveling with elders, offer them the rock or a folding stool if you have one. Let them sit where they can see the whole panorama without feeling cold or worried about slipping.
And keep an eye on how your body feels. Lulusar is higher and cooler than Naran. Move a little slower, especially if you've just stepped out of a warm car. If someone says they feel lightheaded or extra tired, no heroics. Help them back to the car, offer water, maybe cut the stop short.
While all this was happening, one of us was quietly timekeeping. We had agreed before stepping out. This is a 30-minute soft pause, maximum 45 if everything feels perfect. We checked the time when we parked, and around the 20-minute mark, we glanced again to make sure Babusar top would still fit comfortably into the day.
That tiny bit of discipline protects the mood. Nobody's stressed, nobody's rushing people back into the car. When you know the limit from the start, you can actually relax inside it.
For me, the best moment was when we put our phones away on purpose. We said, okay, last 2 minutes before we go, no cameras. Just look. Listen to the wind, watch the clouds move across the water, notice the tiny details, the color of the rocks on the far shore, that one patch of snow still hiding in the shadow.
And in those 2 minutes, something shifts. The place stops being just another stop on the Naran Babusar road and becomes a memory that sticks. And it didn't cost anything extra. No boat, no ticket, no huge detour, just attention, a warm layer, and a thermos.
On the practical side, manage your expectations. Lulusar is more of a viewpoint stop than a full facility area. Don't rely on finding clean washrooms right at the lake. Plan your bathroom breaks in Naran or in a suitable spot before or after, not here.
Same with noise. We tried to keep our voices low, music off, and just respect that other travelers might be having their own quiet moment. Lulusar feels like a natural mosque sometimes. You just instinctively lower your tone.
When our timer was almost up, we did a quick sweep. Collect all wrappers, cups, tissues into that trash bag. Check we hadn't left any shawl or bottle behind, and then take one last look. That last look is important. It's like mentally saying shukriya and goodbye before you turn your back to the view.
Then we walked back the same safe path. No shortcuts, no last-minute scramble for a better angle. Doors closed, engine started, and as the car rolled away, Lulusar slowly slipped back into the mirror. But this time, it didn't feel like we had just driven past. It felt like we had actually visited.
So if I had to give you a simple Lulusar soft formula, it would be this. 1, choose an obvious wide parking bay and never stop on crazy slopes or rutted edges. 2, pack a tiny lake kit, warm layer, thermos, snack, trash bag. 3, Stick to a clear 30 to 45-minute time limit.
4. Walk only on flat, well-used paths and stay well back from drop-offs and loose gravel. 5. Move slowly. Watch how your body feels in the cooler, higher air. And 6. Give yourself at least 1 full minute with no phone in hand, just eyes, ears, and that quiet lake.
If you want to actually print this out and keep it in your car, we've made it easy.
Head over to our website and grab the free Naran Babusar Roadside Lake Checklist. It's a 1-page guide with these Lulusar soft paw steps, safety reminders, and timing tips you can reuse at any similar lake on your road trip.
Print it, fold it, keep it in your dashboard. Next time those cloud shadows slide across a quiet lake and everyone in the car goes silent for a second, you'll know exactly how to turn that moment into a gentle, safe pause instead of just another blur through the window.